Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The regional meeting of Global Research Council in the Middle East and North Africa discusses in Muscat unifying visions of research councils of Arab countries. The effects of digital era on means of governmental work are discussed in National Competencies Program. And the World Bank hails the Sultanate's economic policies in education, health and economic diversification. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has received a cable of thanks from His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of the State of Qatar, in reply to His Majesty's cable of greetings on his country's National Day. Unifying points of view of Research Council in Arab countries to be reviewed in the 5th regional meeting of the Global Research Council GRC for Middle East and North Africa, which will be held in India next May. Top discussion at the regional meeting of Global Research Council in the Middle East and North Africa in Muscat. The meeting aims at sharing experiences on the best practices related to integration of research fields. The meeting discussed topics of integration of humanities with applied sciences and the role of women in scientific researches. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Dr. Hilal bin Ali Al-Nabhani, Secretary General of Research Council, who said that the regional meeting will discuss the future cooperation points, the cooperation and development opportunities and standardizing visions of the organizations that promote scientific research in the world. Effects of the new digital era on mechanism of governmental work, possible future developments and its reflect on public sector. Top discussion of 4th stage of National Competencies Program, which is organized by the Ministry of Civil Service with the Institute of Public Administration. The program targeted 39 general managers at units of the state's administrative apparatus and will continue until next March. The program is considered as a reflection of partnership between public and private sectors. The program discussed a number of scientific work papers with participation of experts from inside and outside the Sultanate. The program reviewed numerous challenges and opportunities within the current situation witnessed by the region. The program also aims to identify the nature and importance of the success for every human being and to recognize the difference between success and failure on the one hand and the difference between success and excellence on the other hand. The program included site visits to a number of pioneer institutions. The World Bank emphasized that policies of general expenditure adopted by the Sultanate paved the way to raise levels of prosperity for Omani families. More details in the following report.
Diversification, the matter that raised out prosperity in the society. Increasing efficiency of general spending, minimizing possibility of financial risks, and emphasizing financial sustainability had topped matters tackled by the Ministry of Finance in cooperation with the World Bank to update procedures of preparing and implementing state's general budget. The World Bank mentioned that review of general expenditure policies adopted by the Sultanate was very important and led to pave the way for policies that raised up prosperity for Omani families, stimulated economic diversification, private sector development, and providing job opportunities. The World Bank also emphasized that support for education, health, and economic diversification contributed greatly in prosperity of the society, the matter that the Sultanate is efficiently working towards it. The World Bank mentioned that energy high subsidy has undesirable economic and social effects and at a medium and long term leads to aggravation of financial imbalance and clash of priorities of general expenditure. Thus, the government of the Sultanate made review of energy subsidy and introduced mechanisms for its spontaneous pricing, which is very important to liberalize general resources to divert it for achieving greater gains for wider sectors of the Omani society. This review came at a time when oil prices greatly plummeted, which make potential effects to raise energy subsidy limited to local inflation and on actual income of households as well as the business sector. The World Bank mentioned that the studies it had conducted revealed that energy subsidy policy needs to be reviewed and withdrawing it is good for the whole society. Energy subsidy in the Middle East region recorded $273 billion, which is 48% of the total subsidy at the world level. Countries of the region pumped around 8.6% of the local product in this regard, which constituted 22% of revenues. These are far more higher than the global percentage, which ranged between 0.7% and 2.11%. Oil exporting countries of the Middle East had borne the biggest cost, which affected financial sustainability and burdened them with great financial risks.
The Ministry of Commerce and Industry is cooperating with a team from the World Bank in assessing remarks came to it from a number of government bodies and the private sector on that related to the Second Amendment draft of foreign investment law in the Sultanate. The new law aims to find suitable environment for foreign investment in the Sultanate, to increase Sultanate's ability to encourage local investment and to attract foreign investment. State's General Reserve Fund emphasized the invalidity of what is being circulated regarding cancellation of Bagamoyo Seaport Development Project in Tanzania. The fund mentioned in a statement the continuation of the project is in accordance with the agreed timetable and the Tanzanian government abides by partnership with the Sultanate and China in this project. The fund also stressed that it did not pump any amounts in the project and that will be in later stages after completion of the basic infrastructure with which the Tanzanian government is abide to work in accordance with prepared time frame, in addition to the agreement signed among the parties protecting economic and legal rights of all parties of the investment. Still to come in our news bulletin. A number of British horsemen are enjoying the Sultanate's various natural landmarks. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The General Education Diploma examination of the first semester for the school year 2015-2016 began today. 53,490 male and female students in 362 examination centers in different governorates of the Sultanate sat for the examination. Traffic Safety Institute celebrated the conclusion of safety competition in its second edition, in which winners were honored. The conclusion ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Mohammed bin Zubair, advisor of His Majesty the Sultan for Economic Affairs. The competition aims at strengthening cooperation among government and private institutions as well as citizens. It witnessed the attendance of Lieutenant General Hassan bin Muhsin al-Shariqi, Inspector General of Police and Customs. On the level of wilayas, the wilaya of Mahadha in the governorate of Al-Buraimi came first, while Ja'lan Bani Bu Hassan in the governorate of South Sharqiya came second. The wilaya of Bidiyah in the governorate of North Sharqiya came third in the safety competition. On the level of government establishments, Royal Court Affairs came first, while Public Authority for Social Insurance came second. Public Authority for Consumer Protection came third. On the level of private sector, Oman Liquefied Natural Gas came first, while Shell Development Oman came second. Oman Oil Refineries and Petroleum Industries Company, ORPEC, came third. The winners were honored through e-evaluation forms in which precision and transparency were taken into consideration. The latest statistics issued by the National Center for Statistics and Information indicated that the Sultanate's total production of electricity increased to 28,000 megawatt per hour at the end of last October, recording an increase of 11.8% comparing with the same period of the year 2014. The governorates of South and North Sharqiya recorded the biggest increase, which reached 105%, as the total production in October reached more than 4,000 gigawatt per hour, comparing with the same period of the year 2014. The production of electricity in the governorate of Muscat with 0.9% comparing with the same period of the year 2014, which witnessed the production of 5,000 gigawatt. The production of electricity in the governorate of Musandam witnessed an increase of 7.7%. On the other side, the Sultanate's water production increased up to September 2015, recorded an increase to more than 249 million cubic meters, with an increase of 6% comparing with the same period of the year 2014. The governorate of Muscat recorded the biggest demand for water as the production increased in last September with 73% to reach 115 million cubic meters compared to the same period in 2014, while the governorate of Dhafar came second with 11%. Muscat Securities Market General Index 30 today added 0.01 point to close at 5,365.16 points compared to the last session. The trading value today stood at more than 3.29 million Omani Rials, comprising a decline by 7.1% compared to the last session, which stood at 3.54 million Omani Rials. The report released by MSM pointed out that the market value fell to reach about 15.78 billion Omani Rials. A laboratory for detecting diseases in plants in the area of Ghadafan in the wilaya of Liwa succeeded in finding possible categories for mango trees exacerbate disease. Technicians at the laboratory are currently studying the diseases affecting banana and tomato plants. The laboratory, through this study, aims at finding solutions for these diseases. A number of British horsemen with participation of Omanis found excitement and suspense in roaming throughout the Sultanate and moving from governorate to another by riding on horses and enjoying the Sultanate's various nature heritage and history landmarks closely. The march started from the governorate of Muscat, passing by Al-Rahba village in the wilaya of Barka and continuing the march toward wilayas of Al-Awabi, Nakhal, Al-Rustaq in a delightful tour to the governorate of Dhahira and Ad-Dakhiliya. The march of horses, which started 1 week ago, are supervised by Oman Equestrian Federation and entitled The March of Knights Throughout Oman. Now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with low clouds and fog over the southeastern coast and on the governorates of South Sharqiya. Winds will be north to northwesterly light to moderate, occasionally active. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The regional meeting of Global Research Council in the Middle East and North Africa discusses in Muscat unifying visions of research councils of Arab countries. The effects of digital era on means of governmental work are discussed in National Competencies Program. And the World Bank hails the Sultanate's economic policies in education, health and economic diversification. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.